Gonna get us a reading for the sign of Pisces. As you know, I've already began my pre-shuffle before I press the record button, so I'm gonna cut the deck. We're gonna get into it with the main energy for the sign of Pisces. Look, I combined the deck, so they're a little thick now. Bottom of the deck, we got 10 of Pentacles. So we're touching base on wealth, somebody's stability, financial security. I'm going to cut the deck in half because I can't hold on to all them cards. And when I cut it, though, we got the 8 of Cups, which speaks of somebody walking away from a situation or withdrawing from a situation. First card out, we have reassess in a reverse, and then we have 4 of Pentacles and Judgment. So with this reassess being in a reverse, you pretty much are being told to accept the situation for what it is. I'm not sure if you're saving or whatnot, more so preparing yourself, you know, to get ready to move forward, or if this is just something that you've learned that you should do to better prepare yourself for circumstances coming. But you have somebody holding on to something very tightly. For some of you, it may be finances. For others of you, it may be a situation, some type of stability. But with that Judgment card coming out, you know, this Judgment is speaking of, you know, awakening, an inner calling, different things like that. And you have the Worth coming out next to that. So I'm feeling like you're being told to observe a situation and more so take it for its worth instead of holding on to it. You have asked for help. So I'm not sure if you're in a position where, you know, you need some type of assistance or you're not exactly sure what it is that you want to do. But with this Ace of Wands, this is going to speak of forward movement, you know. So if you need help or you need assistance in order for you to properly move forward, you know, even if you need just encouraging words or whatnot, it's like ask for that. Extend yourself. With this new project and new inspiration, it's like you have, I ain't gonna say that you have, but you may find yourself taking actions now, you know, that you have not taken in the past, because again, it has a lot to do with this awakening and you gaining this new perception for life, this new power. It's like your desires or the things that you desire for yourself in life has changed, you know. So again, this is going to touch base on new opportunities for growth. And you also have the Ace of Pentacles when it comes out, you know, clarifying this reassessing. The Ace of Pentacles is going to speak of abundance, like ultimate stability, prosperity, wealth, you know. Also touching bases on new ventures. So whatever this project is or whatever it is, I really feel like it's a new way of thinking. You know, that's too many. I feel like it's a new way of thinking. And again, that Devil card came out, so that's definitely going to touch base on your shadow self. You know, you have grown. You've grown, and it's more so creating opportunities for you. Hey, I combined the decks. I'm trying to figure out how to shuffle them now because they're so big. That's a lot. I'll take the one that flipped over, and you have the 2 of Cups. So this is also going to touch base on new partnerships and different things like that. New connections. This may be in love or this may be in business. This could be in whatever it is, you know, that you're choosing to go for. But you have the 9 of Cups, which is going to speak of you being completely satisfied with whatever choice it it is that you're making. You're moving with a certain level of fairness or something like that now, you know. I really feel like the fairness is going to be you not accepting less than, you know, what you deserve or what you give, you know. Again, regaining this stability and being content with the position that you are in and the achievements that you are achieving. You have the Fool card, so you're being urged to take a risk, you know, in these new beginnings. Again, like I said, you're doing things that you usually would not have done in the past, taking risks that you have not taken before. And with this King of Swords, this is going to speak of you operating from a position of being very headstrong, you know. Not to say that you're emotionless, but you more so have learned not to involve your emotions with everything and to operate with more so a truth and honesty to whatever it is that you're doing, especially when you're dealing with other people. But it's like you also know that you have to stand within your own authority too. You know, if you do not agree, you do not agree. Or, you know, if you have a suggestion, speak up for yourself is more so how you're operating, again, with a clear mind. And you have release, so you definitely letting go of that old way of thinking. And it's like also learning to pick your words better, you know, because it's something with the way that you speak. And because this is so new to you, you know, and you're so used to operating from an honest standpoint, you may come across people who, you know, they can't necessarily take the honesty just straight like that, you know. So, again, you're learning different ways to engage with people and speak to people when it comes to, you know, you expressing yourself or them expressing their stuff too. It's kind of like the way that your mind works is different. You got the Justice card in the reverse with this Four of Pentacles. So whatever was being held on to, it was definitely being held on to in some type of unfairness. You were dealing with a situation where it may have been another person, but somebody refused to accept accountability even though they were guilty, you know. It's like they knew they were being dishonest and they still chose to more so punish themselves. So this was a situation that had to be surrendered. Yeah, due to the toxicity. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So something came to a turning point, you know, again, where I feel like you no longer was giving a situation the time for it to get right. It was kind of like you came to the realization that if it has not aligned or it has not, you know, taken form yet, then ultimately it's not going to take form or it's not going to, you know, grow or whatever it was. I feel like this growth is going to be on multiple different levels, you know. You found yourself in a position where you were like on an emotional roller coaster, constantly up and down due to, you know, the different toxic actions and the restrictions that were being placed on you by the dynamics of a situation. And you have resolution, you know what I mean? So you have to resolve that. And with resolving it, you have that Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Like I said, you abandoned the situation or you left it, you know. And with this Six of Swords, that's what that's speaking of too. You definitely left it mentally. You chose a calmer route for yourself, you know. I feel like it was a lot of acceptance that came into position with dealing with this. You just began to accept things for them to be what they are. And with this Judgment, you have pivot, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, with this new phase, this awakening, you know what I mean? This redemption, what you had going on, you know, it more so took a little bit of time for it to turn around for you to really be able to acknowledge the position that you are in now. You know, it's kind of like you came to the understanding that if you wanted things to be different, you had to go in a different direction, like for real. So you took action. Look with the World card, and you see how it even bounced around a little bit. So that's going to speak of life cycles, you know, and a situation coming to completion, coming to wholeness. This can also be contracts, you know, again, on another level. Either way it goes, you know, you arrived at the finish point of this situation. And again, it's like it ran its course. So you was forced to have to turn around, or I can't even explain it, because it's like with the pivoting, it's like you turned around, but you didn't turn around to go in the same direction. You know what I mean? You turned around to go in a new direction. Yeah, because you realize like that this person, this Knight of Swords energy, this person that was very malicious, you know, or very, it's malicious with the way that they speak, the way that they thought, you know, everything was always a competition. It was always aggression. Like they always needed to win. It was never a siding with this person. And you knew, again, even with them lying, like this person still has the lies that they have told you, where you have now broken apart the lie. And to this day, they still will not accept the fact or own responsibility for the lie. You know what I mean? And with them acting in this behavior, this Knight of Pentacles coming out next, you knew that this was something that they do. They always had a cycle of acting a certain type of way and then coming back and making a small offer, you know, that ultimately didn't go anywhere. And with this Nine of Swords, this is going to touch bases of, you know, a situation being very hopeless. Like, this is something that has weighed heavy on your mind, like you thought about it. Ten of Swords, you know, so that's going to touch bases on wounds, you know, like this is something that you have held near and dear, you know, to your heart, like it meant something to you. So yeah, be patient with yourself, especially with this pivoting, you know, when it comes to turning. Even if you feel the need to pause, you know, like on the bottom of the deck, pause, take you a minute, step back, you know, reassess yourself, reassess your morals, reassess everything, you know, that you feel need to be reassessed, and then move forward. Because again, with touching base on this worth, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is going to speak of what it is, you know, that you're focused on, what it is that you're mastering, what skill you're developing. You know, it's going to touch bases on your standards and also your repetitive tasks. It's giving the feel of, you know, what it is that you invest in, like reaping what you sow. Like whatever you're focused on, that's what's going to manifest, you know. And also, it's something that you learned. I'm telling you, like, you worked hard on something, like gaining this mastery. You know, that mastery or master level acknowledgement, that's no small thing. You know, you had to endure some things in order to get there, you know. But again, with even focus on the bottom of the deck, like, it's something that you're passionate about, that you want to grow. You may have placed it on the back burner due to you dealing with everything that you had to deal with that was placed in front of you. But now it's time to revisit, you know, tap back into yourself, what it is that you want. Like I said, again, your desires, your skills. You've learned a lot from these different situations that you have been placed in. You have check-in. So again, have a conversation with yourself. Sit down, acknowledge where you were, you know what I mean, a year ago, and where you are now. Understand that even if you feel like you have not stepped into a life of luxury, understand that even if you have lightened your load by the burdens that you were carrying, you are on to a good start, you know what I mean? You're clearing out the old in order to make way for the new. Again, this pivoting, like it takes time to turn things around. I always say, if you feel like, you know, your life is messed up, you know, and everything is lessons, understand me, but it took you a while to get to the position that you're in now, just like it's going to take some time for you to turn it around. Like you have to invest in turning it around, just like you invested in getting it there, you know. It's not a bad thing. Like, be patient with yourself. You have keep going after that. So yes, this is what I'm speaking of. Even in the moments, you know, where you may feel defeated, or you may feel tired, or you may feel like, you know, you're stepping back into some form of repetition or whatnot, you know, again, check in with yourself and see what it actually is for. Because sometimes you have to, you know, again, get into a form of repetition to hone in on your focus so that you can master this skill. It's all about what the skill is. And you have connect. So again, with your meditating, your dreams, speak to older people, speak to people, period. People you do not know. You would be amazed, you know, at the different inputs and different things that you can learn just by speaking to people in their experiences. Like, it's a lot of people walking around, you know, with a lot of different things that they done been through that they just don't touch bases on, that can actually be valuable, you know, when it comes to other people and them moving forward. You have the Star card. Wait, okay. So first of all, you have the Three of Cups in reverse, right? The Three of Cups could speak of isolation, and it can also speak of you being surrounded by the wrong type of people. And what I mean by the wrong type of people, like a lot of gossiping, you know, a lot of overindulgence. You might have friends that like to drink, they like to go out, they like to party or something like that, and you might be more calm, or you might be finding that the more that you do this, you're uncomfortable, you know what I mean? You can feel the energy of the setting. Not to mention, you can begin to feel the energy of these friends as well, you know, like everything is just, yeah, no, not the same. And with this King of Cups in reverse, you know, it's going to touch base on bad advice, like somebody being cold, again, emotional manipulation. So you need to step back, like I said, away from these people or the norm. Like, if you have graduated from your South Node and you're coming into your North Node, you have to understand that things are different over there. Like, it's a completely new you know. Therefore, the old environment it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to seem as fun. You know, it's not going to seem like you can do it. Like, you're going to feel the dangers. You're going to feel, you know, the jealousy. Like, you're going to feel the promiscuity. I don't even know how to, hey, you know what I'm talking about. You going to feel it. Like, the lustful energy and everything all in a sudden. Like, you are very aware. You know what I mean? So even with this asking for help, you have the Star card in reverse, which speaks of, you know, you may be lacking faith in some way, shape, or form, or feeling discouraged, you know, or maybe even a bit insecure, you know. You have to learn to trust yourself. That's also what this is saying too. Again, and trust yourself enough to know that you will be fine with this disconnect, you know what I mean, when again you separating yourself from the old so that you can step into the new. You have the Lovers, right? And then you have faith. So that's letting me know, like, for you not to hold on to past situations. You know, yes, you came in contact with some people who necessarily, with the compassion on the bottom of the deck, didn't have that. You know what I mean? They weren't very compassionate. They didn't know, you know, how to be honest. They didn't know how to communicate, different things like that, you know. So you may feel a little bit broken in the trust when it comes to people, especially when it comes to building relationships and bonds and different things like that. But understand, you know, that with your protection, a lot of things are divinely led to you. You have to have faith, you know, that again, the proper partner or the right partner will be delivered to you. I just always like to remind y'all that you have to make sure that you are healed, because you can't be asking for a healed person and then you're still broken, you know. That's unfair to them, because just like you don't want to have to heal anybody, why should they have to accept you coming into a situation, unhealed, and now they have to work hard and heal you? It should be something that you guys are doing together, but again, separate at the same time. You have pay attention, you know what I mean? So notice the different signs and stuff that's around you. Again, pay attention to the different people that you are attracting. Pay attention to the problems that they're coming with. Like, again, the overall energy that these people are embodying. And I feel like it'd be a lot easier for you to be able to separate, what's really going on, and via the people that's for you and the people that's not for you. The people that's trying to heal, that have a sense of awareness, and the people that, could care less about healing and no sense of awareness, ain't even concerned about it, It's like, with your energy being so sensitive, you have to, again, readjust. You have protect. So you got to learn to protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your peace of mind, protect your home, Again, like these same friends, they can't come to your house, your new house, and different things like that. Like, some of your friends they're not even your friends, if it makes sense to you. They're karmics, yeah. And you got stepped back, which is what just fell on the floor. You know what I mean? So you being urged to step back from the situation and reassess. I feel like when you're in it, it might be a little bit more difficult to distinguish the energy, like one from another. Not to mention if you're dealing with people who super fake, they good at shape-shifting and different things like that. But I feel like when you step back, you will be able to notice the difference, again, in the tones, the facial expressions, the body language. You know what I mean? It's like you can read people. So even with this asking for help, you know who to go for and who not to go for. But with the Sun cards, you will absolutely find some type of positivity and joy and pleasure in moving forward. That's what's being illuminated. You taking this action. You have change. So going ahead and facing the change, I feel like it really has a lot to do with, again, the way that you were thinking. Mainly because you are already good, if it makes sense. Like I said, you have good ideas, good input. Like, you make good choices. You know what I mean? You got it. Just change the action, I guess, connected to it. Because, again, I still feel like you may have been, and I don't mean no disrespect, but it's like dumbing yourself down to fit in certain environments with certain people and different stuff like that, just for the sake of, having fun or not wanting to be the party pooper or something like that. But it's no longer fitting. Look, with this Hierophant energy, it's no longer fitting. You were doing it just for social approval. But again, you now done gained some type of wisdom or something like that and trust yourself. You understand that that's not the lifestyle that you want to be binded to or something like that. All this with this conforming to society's rules, or, some of y'all might even be religious, where you feeling like you want to step off and be more spiritual, or you're beginning to question certain things, because of the environment or the people that you're around. Same thing. Again, we dealing with tarot, so flip or switch that energy. Either way it goes, your old environments are no longer suiting you. You have the Queen of Wands energy, which is going to speak of, not only forward movement, but also being courageous with the forward movement, confident, independent, like you're not afraid to stand alone, again, and focus on what it is that you have your heart set out for. I promise you, you have patience in miracles. So you believe in miracles. You already know you can do it. You know you can do it. Look, open up. It ain't nothing that you have not been able to bounce back from thus far, And with that being said, you already know what you can do. All you need to do is just focus on whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Be patient with yourself and watch it blossom. Like, for real. It's really giving the feel like you've gotten through the hard part of life or something like that. You know what I mean? If you have gone through the healing process and you are learning your lessons, then you are definitely on the right track. You know what I mean? If you stuck in a certain area or whatnot, it's certain things that you need to reassess, you know, so that you can heal and release that energy so that you can move forward to this. Because this is just giving somebody stepping in their power. You know what I mean? Stepping into their power. They left a situation behind that was no longer serving them, and they stepping into their power. They just need a little bit of help. You know what I mean? A little bit of encouragement. You know, a little bit of maybe even praise to a certain degree. You know what I mean? And I mean it like in a humble way. It's just like, let me know, you know, that I'm on the right track. And it's like, yes. Just pause for a second and pay attention to everything that's going on around you. Pay attention to what you have accomplished and all the rest of that since you let go of this old way of thinking. And I think you'll realize it. That sounds like I believe in miracles. You got it, baby. See you later.